Okay, so my name is Fatai Okpawaye. You can call me Ty since both names are probably a little harder to pronounce. I was born and raised in Nigeria. I am a lover of music, skateboarding, 3D modeling, rendering, creating, those kind of things. I enjoy Star Wars, as you can see by the numerous books, games, and figurines probably behind me. I'm a Star Wars enthusiast. Favorite character is Darth Vader, if you wanted to know. What else? That's pretty much it. That you don't need to know more about myself. My professional credentials are: I am currently working in the industry right now, doing environment and design and things like that for a company that does construction work, in the sense that um, we do the renders for buildings, anything that's gonna be made in the real world. They come to us. They want to see what it's gonna look like, and we give them you know, the blueprints. We give them, hey, this is what it's gonna affect traffic like, just different things like that. It's a pretty interesting field. I'll show you guys some samples of the work here in a bit, so you guys kind of get an idea. The industry is very big, and if you guys have been in the entertainment industry, the gaming industry, movie industry, any of those industries, it's just so big that depending on what you want to do, you can really find it, right? And if you're good enough, they will find you to come and do it and pay you to do it. So, my job for this class is to teach you guys the basics of character modeling. When it comes to character modeling, I am, how do I say? I'm pretty good at character modeling. I enjoy character modeling. I have a bunch of characters that I've made. I use character modeling for some of my personal stuff. I have a YouTube show that I do for my daughter that I made a lot of the characters for. I made all the characters for, and it's pretty fun. And once you guys get the hang of characters, you can kind of translate all of that information back and forth, right? The thing about character modeling that you're going to have to understand is, once you understand the rules, right, you can then break the rules. It's a super cliche thing, but to break the rules in this field, you have to know the rules first. So my job, hopefully, is to kind of give you guys some of those basic rules. And sometimes they might feel tedious and, like, why are we doing 10 skulls again, or why are we doing this? It's to get you familiarized with some of the tools that you're going to need to succeed in the real world, if this is something that you want to do professionally, or even freelance, or if you want to do it for yourself and do it to a high level. You have to start to take in some of these considerations to make your work better and to stand out, right? And another thing I want to do is, I want to kind of let you guys know that any critique that I give, or any critique that you're receiving from professionals, it's easy to take it personally and go, oh, this person doesn't like me. You know, that's not how it is, right? We're not critiquing you because we don't like you as a human being, as a person. We're critiquing you because we want to make your work better. We see something in your work that can be better, and that's what we're trying to point out, show, and let you know that, hey, if you fix some of these things, or if you scrap this, you have the opportunity to make your piece and yourself a better artist. So that's going to be my job for this class, is to kind of help you guys along the way with that. And if you guys have any questions for me, if there's anything I can do to help and facilitate, just let me know. Say, hey, Ty, I need more help with this, or can you show me some references of this? And I'll be more than happy to go over with whatever you guys need me to go over. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for my background. I've worked in a bunch of different studios. I've worked in film. I've worked in games. I've worked in advertising. I used to work at a place called Picture Plane where all we did was like cover art for games, movies, toys, and different things like that. I actually did a freelance project for them recently where I did some characters for Multiverses. I don't know if you guys know that game. It's the DC version of Super Smash Bros. So I was in charge of Brunhild and Wonder Woman. So I helped with those characters, doing a lot of material work for it, and it's the current cover. I think it's this year's issue or this month's DLC or whatever. So we did the cover. I didn't do any of the game stuff, but the cover art that you see when you log into the game, that's your boy. I did help with that. So that's some of my credentials for today. And I enjoy doing a lot of personal stuff. So like a lot of the reason that I went into it was to tell a lot of the stories that I wanted to tell, make a lot of the games I wanted to make, do a lot of because a lot of people, some people don't go into it to make it a profession. Some people go into it to go, I've been wanting to create this. I've been wanting to do this. I just never had the technical know-how or the skills to go about it. Now, they get that skill and that's what they want to do. And that was for me. It was like I want to know how to do this or make this, and then that kind of has led me on this journey of getting better at it. So another thing is in this class. I'm not expecting you to be Michelangelo, Da Vinci, or I'm not expecting you to be any of the masters when it comes to sculpting, right? I do expect you to try and give an effort though, because one thing you're not gonna do is get worse by trying, right? So I just expect you guys to try, right? I'm not gonna look at your work and be like, man, this, that's not your first 1,000 drawings aren't gonna be good, right? Like the next 1,000 may not be good, but once you're gonna get to a certain number where you know it so well that it's just you're gonna have accumulated the experience enough to where your drawings are gonna get good. Your 1,001, 1,002, those are gonna start to look good, right? Because there's some people that are talented, right? Like they have a natural, innate artistic skill. They can see proportion, but art is one of those things. Drawing is a skill set that you can learn, right? If you do a certain number of skulls, right? If you draw a certain number of hands, you're gonna be proficient at drawing hands. If you draw a certain number of legs, you're gonna be proficient. Like that's how. Fortunately for you guys, that's how this field works. If you do it long enough, you're gonna be good at it, and that's just the nature of hopefully how we learn is by doing things. We're gonna fail. It's not gonna look good all the time. It's not gonna look good at first, right? But to get better for yourself, you have to give yourself an opportunity to get better, and the only way you're gonna do that is by continuing to draw, continuing to model, studying reference, right? Looking at the coursework and trying it yourself. So to say that, let's look at what you guys are going to be responsible for. So let me pull up the course shell for you guys. Hopefully, can you guys see the course shell, or are you guys just seeing me again?
We can see it.
You guys can see it? Okay.
Yep.
So let me go here. For those who can't be in the class right now, and you're gonna get to watch the video, right? This is for you. So the first thing when you log into your Brightspace is this is the course right here, right? You can tell by the crochet model, it's got nice subdivisions on it, and once you click into the class, this is what you should be seeing. All right. So I post announcements here. I just posted this announcement. Hopefully you guys received it to join the class, right? This is where your weekly assignments will populate whenever you get in here. So week one might not be out yet, but we're gonna talk about week one. So whenever it pops up, so it'll show something like this. Week one's assignment: join the Discord. It's a greeting message. Join the YouTube channel that I'm going to be posting the videos at as well. I'll also be posting the links in here so you can watch the video either here, or if you've subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can watch it on there as well. So in the YouTube channel is right here, the Art of Struggle YouTube channel, and the Discord is right there. So there's a lot of different avenues for you guys to get this information, right? I'm going to post it in a bunch of different places just to make sure that you guys don't miss it. And I'm going to be sending you guys, those pings. So every week, you're going to get the assignment. It's already all populated here for you. So as you just come through, come check on the your course here. You go into the course shell, and you can find everything week to week as we go along. And anything else that's missing, I will supplement that information for you either through the Discord channel or through the activities that we have here. Does anybody have any questions on the course shell, the
So,
activities, or any of that?
on my end,
Mm-hmm.
all the way from week 1 to week 13, I get nothing. There's no topics at all.
Okay, so that it's because they're set to timers. So on mine, because I'm looking at it as a professor, I can see it. But once this class is over, week one should populate for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, cool. So
Hello.
yeah,
I have a question. So when will the assignments for week one and week two will be posted onto Brightspace?
they should pop up. I think either today or tomorrow. So after this class, so you'll have the weekend and the week to work on it. And they're usually due on the Friday the next time we meet. So what's going to happen is Monday we'll have the lecture. You'll have all week to work on it, and then you submit it Friday, and then you'll have the weekend to fix anything if you need to fix anything. If you got any questions, we meet. Then we meet on Monday so that it just feels more fresh that way. So that the time in between um, your next lecture, you've got information that you maybe have questions for, and it's still fresh because it's over the weekend and not the entire week that you're just not getting that information. So it should be there
Okay.
starting tomorrow, and if it's not, I'll make sure it's there. So, any other questions about my background, stuff that you're gonna learn? So for this class, you're supposed to use ZBrush, right? Does everybody have access to ZBrush? I know some people said they went to the school and it wasn't populating for them. It wasn't showing them ZBrush on their thing.
I could definitely check.
All right. So yeah, somebody make sure that you guys have ZBrush. And if you don't have ZBrush, but you have a personal computer or you have the ability to get on a personal computer, you can get what they call. Oh, this is a little scary to look at. Let me rotate it so that you only see this. All right. Nothing scary to see here, guys. All right. It's just a sphere. It's like I'm just joking. All right. Yeah. So there's something called ZBrush Core Mini, and I believe it's free, right? And if you have a laptop or something, it's a very simplified version of ZBrush, and it'll work to teach you all of the fundamentals that I'm trying to teach you. I might not be able to go into maybe some decimation master stuff or the Tessimate tools and things like that, but that's all information that's readily available to you, on the internet. What I'm gonna try to impart on you is the fundamentals that'll get you guys to start treating this more like clay and understanding anatomy, understanding proportions and things like that to make your character modeling experience a lot easier and a lot better for you, even starting out where you're starting out. All right. So this is called ZBrush Mini Core. To get it, all you have to do is go to pixelogic.com. All right. So let's. You got to do is go to pixelogic.com right here. If you don't have a login, log in, and you can go to their products, and then you want to go to ZBrush Core Mini, right? And here you can download ZBrush Core Mini, right? And this is some of the things people have sculpted with it, right? The idea is to get you guys to start thinking about some of this stuff, kind of like digital clay, right? And the idea for using even this stripped down version is you can get a lot of those same principles, but keep working on it until you get, we get, the full ZBrush, and I can show you some more of the other things that you can do with it. So if you don't have that, you can just hit the download now button, and it'll take you to where you can download the ZBrush Mini, ZBrush Core Mini. You type in your email address, you get a request, and they'll send you a message. You can download it. Boom, boom, boom. You're good and ready to go. Right. Another thing that you might need, not might, for doing sculpts like this is, can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
right, cool. All right. So you guys might want to get yourselves a Wacom tablet, right? Wacom tablets are very, very good for sculpting because they allow you to use a pen like this. I'm not going to advocate that you go out and buy a Cintiq or one of those, interface tablets that you draw directly. You're not there yet. If you are, kudos to you. But chances are a $70, $50 tablet like this, one of my original ones before I upgraded to this one, I think this one's still maybe 60, $70. And I know as a student, that's a lot of money, right? Like when I bought my first one, hey, it took a lot. It was like a big day. The first one I probably ever owned was no bigger than this, maybe, like maybe this big, right? Even smaller. And this will do the same job that this just gives you a little more surface area, right? So if you can get your hands on one of this while you're at school, say, hey, I need a tablet. Can you guys lend me one, right? I'm pretty sure they have a bunch of tablets that they can lend you at the school if you need it. If you can pick one up, I'm not mandating that you go out and buy it. I'm just saying if you're at school and you can work, just because it's so hard to get the precision that you're going to need to do this with, it's going to be hard for you to do it on a keyboard and mouse. But if you have a pen and a tablet, you have more finite control at your fingertips. Um, you know, so when let me show you guys my. If I go to ZBrush Core Mini, it's just a little easier to draw on a surface of a model, right? When that's what I'm working with. Let me make sure that the people who so with this is with a pen tablet, right? With a mouse, I'm I'm limited to the lasers workflow, right, and my clicking. But with a pen tablet, I can I have much more control, much more finite ability to do what I need to do. All right. So yep. Welcome to ZBrush Character Mod. Does anybody have any questions about the software you're gonna use? Does anybody have any questions right now before I move on? Kind of gone over some of it so far. This is a very horrible way to model, by the way, right?
It seems pretty straightforward at the moment.
Okay, pretty straightforward. All right, cool. So, let me see. Let me see. What else did I want to talk about? This is the first day anyway. So, yeah, for your assignment, you're just going to open up ZBrush, whether it's the full ZBrush or ZBrush Core Mini, and you just want to get familiarized with the interface. All right. So what I just did here is I just created a new sphere. So there's nothing, should be nothing on my sphere. All right. So this is ZBrush Core Mini. Let me go through and give you guys just a quick overview of ZBrush Core Mini and the cool features that you have at your disposal. All right. So whenever you open up the interface, this is what you're going to get. You might get a splash window that pops up first, but whenever you open it up, you have a sphere here, and you've got these little red dots, right? And this just shows you where your cursor is, right? And now it shows that I have two because I have something called symmetry on, and symmetry allows me to paint on one side and have it reflect on the other. So if the keyboard shortcut for that is X on the keyboard, right? So if you see that while I'm hitting X, and next time I do this class, what I'm going to do is I'm going to also have a keyboard at the bottom here, right? So that you can see the keystrokes, right, that I am hitting on my keyboard to get the effect that I'm getting, right? So that you guys won't, anything to kind of help you guys see and visualize. I try to do just so it's not like he's just clicking random buttons, right? So now I'll just tell you what I'm doing. So I'm hitting X on the keyboard, and this allows me to paint symmetrically. So I've got my move tool here, right? So if I move out here, right, it's doing the same thing on the other side. So you guys can see what that does. All right. So with the interface starting from left to right, you've got your open project, save project here, create a new sphere mesh for sculpting. You can create a new stone mesh for sculpting, so it's almost like marble. And what ZBrush tries to do is they're trying to emulate sculpting in real life as much as possible. So even some of their tools, some of the brushes that they make, they're gonna correspond a lot of the times with real world actual sculpting tools, right? That's why you'll get the clay buildup tool, right? The polish tool, the chisel tool, or the chisel brush. And these things, they're meant to mimic actual tools that real sculptors in the real world use, right? And one of my professors said it best this way. He said he would much rather train somebody who's classically trained in 2D and bring them to 3D rather than vice versa, because it's a lot easier to train somebody in 3D sculpting, right? In clay, it's a lot easier to train somebody who's already knowledgeable in 2D than the other way around. Because if you know 3D, you might not know all of the, you know, anatomy stuff. You might not know the proportion stuff, right? But when you come from a classically trained background, all of those things are already at your disposal. You're just translating that information into 3D. All right. So with that being said, going from left to right, we stopped here. So this is the symmetry tool. It's X on the keyboard. This is the draw size tool. That is S on the keyboard. So if I hit S, I can affect the draw size of my brush. the the next one is the Z intensity. So if I hit U on my keyboard, that just means that whenever I pull something, the intensity of which it's doing that on the Z axis is going to be either more or less intense. All right. So this is my poly count. If I want to reduce it, I can give myself a low, middle, or high mesh, and it's doing mesh polygon count is already lower than 150Ks. So it'll either increase my mesh or decrease my mesh. All right. So that's what those do. And I'm hitting Control Z now to undo the actions that I have taken. So here is I can export an image. I can export it for a 3D print, or I can even record a turntable. Right. So if I wanted, I can just click that, and that would help me save out this as an image. Right. And that's important because that's, if you do your homework, if you finish your sculpt or something and you want to share it, this is where you would go to do that. All right. So you can upgrade here using any of these buttons. You can visit ZBrush Central. This is where they house a lot of the tutorials for this stuff. So if you need any supplemental information, or you're feeling like, hey, I need to brush up on some of this, or a certain tool that you've been, working with that you want to understand a little more about, feel free. And I do implore you, visit the ZBrush Central forums and website, and they usually have a lot of really good information for you there. All right. So on this right hand side, we can start here, and this is, if you uncheck this guy right here, this is perspective. It's P on the keyboard. So this allows you to see your model in perspective. I don't know why it's frozen. Oh, okay. Let's cancel this. All right. So if it might not be apparent now, but let me do let's do some clay build up here. Let's do a little clay build up here, right? If we're looking at it in perspective, right? It's going to do what our eye naturally does, right? Perspective gives us the eye's natural view, and orthographic is something much more flat, right? It's an orthographic view, which is more akin to a blueprint or something like that. So the straight lines are straight, the perpendiculars are perpendicular. They're not receding. So if you want to add that perspective distortion to see what that looks like, you would just click this button right here. Right, or P on your keyboard. All right, so you can rotate on a single axis, or you can rotate on all the axis if you want. You can transform the gizmo locally, and here is where you would place your object on the floor, X, Y, or Z, right? And if you click it, you can show the floor grid, right? I usually turn it off because it's just, sometimes it can be a little disorienting to look at the floor grid. And if you click this guy right here, it's going to frame your object into your view, right? And how I'm getting this to zoom in and out, I'm holding down Alt, right? And I'm clicking in with my pen. So I'm just zooming in and out, right? Alt, let it go. All right. So if you draw regularly on the surface of any object, it'll extrude it. But if you hit Alt, right, you'll see that it brings up a minus right where the cursor is, and that's going to do the opposite, right? Positive, and it's going to negatively subtract from that object. Positive, right? Negative. All right. So these are just some of the basics of a ZBrush. All right. So let's move. This allows you to move your object around. So I can move. I can zoom. Right. I just showed you guys how to do that with a hotkey. And rotate. And if you want, you can show the lines or the wireframe, or they call it polyframe here, so you can see the wireframe of the object that you're working with. And what you're seeing now is some pretty interesting subdivisions, right? And these are terms that you guys don't understand now, but as the class progresses and I explain through some of the lessons, you guys will be able to understand what some of these terms means and how I'm using them, right? And when I'm talking about subdivision and the geometry, I'm talking about these little squares right here. This is what I'm referring to as polygons, right? Geometry. These quads, right? It's got four sides. These quads, if you divide them in two, they turn into tris, right? So these are terms that you'll start to understand as the class goes on. They might not mean anything to you now, but they will as the class progresses. So what happens whenever you're sculpting on these kind of meshes? Um, what ZBrush has done with ZBrush Core Mini, I'm still getting used to the name. Apologies if it sounds like I'm saying it extra slow, because I don't use it very much, but I understand a lot of what they are doing with it. So whenever I draw on the mesh, what it's doing is it's doing a pretty cool function. It's tessellating the mesh for me, or tessellating. I don't know the terms that they make up for this stuff, but it's called tessemating or decimating or something like that. So what it's doing is it's adding more geometry, and it's actively, right, increasing that geometry as it's going on. You see how the density of the geometry gets more the more I draw onto my surface, right? And it's doing that on purpose. That is a feature of this. It's not a bug, it's a feature, right? Because what it's doing is it's saying, all right, you want more information wherever these strokes are, and I will give them to you in the form of tessellated geometry. So it goes from quads to all of these tris, right? They're in the same family, but they don't do the same thing all the time, right? And depending on what you're doing, tris and quads are important. So, this is getting a little technical, um, so I don't want it to get too into the weeds. But it's a very, 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 very interesting process, because ZBrush doesn't work that way, right? ZBrush lets you kind of choose the way you're going to be working um, throughout. So like I can start just working in quads in ZBrush and work in quads the entire way. And then whenever I'm done, I decide, hey, I want to tessimate this or decimate this or add more geometry. I can then go into my geometry tab and affect that. So, all right. And a lot of the thing with ZBrush and sculpting is a lot of the modeling that you'll do isn't going to be just brushing detail onto it. Most of 50 to 60% of the work is going to be using the move tool, because what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to work from big to small, right? You're going to work from, it's a concept that you'll hear often in the field. You're working big to small, high to low, right? The reason is because you want to block in your big forms first before you're starting to put in any detail, right? You want to block in your forms, your basic forms first, right? All the big stuff, put all the big stuff in so that your silhouette all that stuff is intact, right? Things like that. You want to put in all the facial features, and then after the fact, right, start to put in the smaller detail, right? Like the way I'm working, the way I'm showing you guys to work right now, the way I'm working, I wouldn't go in and you know, start drawing a mustache or something that would be kind of crazy because you know I, I'm still making big broad changes to the character itself or to the model itself, right? So that is another tangent from this side of the this side of the bar. So we've gone over the top, we've gone over the side. Now let's go back to this left side, right? The left side of this contains our basic brushes, our current color, and the materials that we have available to us. All right? So we have these basic matte caps and these basic Z modeler shapes, and we can even add ambient occlusion to the model as well, AO, as it's commonly known, and that just adds. You see that shadow it does. That's what it adds to it. It's gonna add this little extra shadow, and that's what ambient occlusion is. All right. So starting from the top, you've got your standard brush, you've got your clay buildup, the inflate tool, the pinch brush, right? And they all do different things. So if I go to my Z intensity, just crank that bad boy up, right? You can see what these pinch brushes do, and they do different things based on, right, if I'm holding down Alt or I'm just, doing it regular, all right? The inflate brush, right? The names kind of tell itself. They kind of snitch on themselves a little bit as to what they do. The snake tool is pretty cool. There's some pretty interesting snake tool tricks that I've learned to use in the actual ZBrush. That it seems, when I first saw it, I was like, this might be the most useless tool in here, but the snake tool has its place. Right, there's some cool features that you can do with the snake tool. Yeah, look at that. That's weird as all nonsense, but the snake tool can do it. That's the snake tool for you. It's just a weird, like. All right, let's keep it funky.
It's an alien at this point.
Right. So yeah, there's also the slash tool. Name's pretty self-explanatory. It slashes things, and then there's the polish tool that polishes things, right? Smoothens and flattens things out, helps you, do just that. There's a chisel. Oh my goodness, you can put objects into this thing, so I can give this guy a honking ear. All right. I can throw an eye in here. All right. I don't know if that's how your eyes work, but that's obviously how my eyes work. Duh. All right. We can put a nose. We can append these objects into it. This is so creepy. I know you guys. I'm sorry that this is. If you want to drop the class now, I wouldn't blame you.
It's more cool and funny.
I'm not. It's not. There we go. This is. Let's throw some ears in here. There we go. Here we go, guys. Look at this. All right. Boom. This guy comes to save you. You're like, sweet. All right, so yeah, you can chisel hard, chisel soft. We can throw some horns in here. right? There's some pretty cool things that you can do in here. I mean, they're teeth, but we can use them as horns. You gotta be able to use your imagination, guys. All right. Yeah, I know those guys who missed this class. They're like, yeah, these guys are
It's
killing it.
definitely a demon.
Yeah.
That's the yeah.
All right. So, wow. But, as you guys can see, I mean, it's just, in my opinion, sometimes it's just fun to just kind of play around with some of this stuff and see what you can create, right? So, yeah, that's your first assignment. Um, your first assignment is to get into either ZBrush, ZBrush Core, ZBrush Mini, and start playing around in the interface. Start getting familiarized with some of these tools that I just showed you, right? Post whatever you make, post whatever shapes you design, create, post it. As long as it's not a sphere, right? Don't post no spheres on here and say, I did the homework. No, you didn't. Experiment with the brushes, experiment, watch a tutorial, right? This is where I want to see where you guys can go and take this and see what you guys can do with some of this stuff, all right? So that's definitely your first assignment. Go just make something random, test out the tools, see what you guys can create, and yeah, post it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions about ZBrush in general, the ZBrush Core, ZBrush Mini, the tools? If you don't have a tablet, remember you can go to school to borrow one, but if you can get one, they are relatively cheap right now on Amazon. You don't need anything fancy, anything spectacular. You just need something that comes with a pen, has a decent draw surface area that allows you to use a pen, and it'll make your life sculpting a lot easier, a lot more fun. All right. Anybody have any questions for me? We're almost ready to wrap this class up.
Yes, I have a
Mm-hmm.
question. So I'm trying to open up ZBrush through
Mm-hmm.
the school's computer, and then whenever I try to open it, it shows the like where where you have to enter in a admin username and password.
Okay, it's saying you have to enter a username and password.
Uh, yes,
Okay. Um,
like part of
so
ZBrush Core Mini.
you got ZBrush Core Mini.
Yes,
Okay. If you have
but
that, you can just use your personal email and then just sign up, and then it should be free for you.
and there's also ZBrush 2023. But when I open that one up, it shows an option where you can either exit or open Max on the app.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, it's saying sorry, your ZBrush license cannot be accessed because you are not logged in. Please open the Max on the app instead of the session.
Okay. So with the ZBrush applications, if you're going, are you going through the school? Are you going through your own personal one?
Just through
Oh, okay.
virtual desktop.
For through the virtual desktop. See, I think some people have
But
been having issues with the virtual desktop, so that's something that we might have to talk to the IT department about to see, and I'll talk to whoever the director is to see what's up with the ZBrush that you guys are supposed to be getting. Is anybody having
okay,
issues
and
with
also
ZBrush?
Yeah, for me, it's the same thing.
Okay,
Like, it's
okay.
on the virtual one.
And are you guys on your personal machines, or is this like a school machine that you're using?
I'm using my personal one.
You're using your personal one. Okay. Yeah, so it's something that you might have to call the IT department and go, hey, we have this class. We're supposed to have ZBrush. What's the credentials I need to log in? Because they might only have a certain number of seats, and that might be what's going on. But I would either give the IT department a call as well to see, hey, what do I need to do to log into that, or something else. So yeah, definitely check with them. I will check with them as well and see, what we're supposed to have, and if we don't have it, what are we gonna do? Because we need ZBrush for a ZBrush class, obviously. You know.
Okay, and also, how are we supposed to use any of the tools that is required for us to use in ZBrush? And will there be any tutorials that will show us how to do a model, like a character sculptor for each assignment?
Yeah, it's not going to be a character scope for each assignment, but yeah, all of the assignments will have a video that I will either myself go through, or I'll post the video that you can go through for the assignment. Yes, there will be a video and a lecture that goes with every assignment that you can watch and follow me step by step as I create what I'm creating.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great questions, great questions. Anybody else have any questions?
I do have a question about the drawing tablets. Would is Wacom a pretty good one?
Yeah, Wacoms are pretty good. They're like the
Wacoms.
standard. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because there's some at Micro Center. Thinking about picking one up there.
Yeah. Whatever, whatever works, whatever's in your budget, I know you guys are all
Yeah.
students, so, you know, um, and I keep mine. They last a very long time. I mean, I had the one I had in college for 4 or 5, maybe 6 years.
Yeah.
This one I've had for at least 5 years. I've had this one for at least 2 or 3 years now. So, yeah, these they last pretty well, and they're good for a lot of other things other than just sculpting. I use it for Photoshop whenever I have like any Photoshop work that I need to do or anything like that, and yeah.
Yeah, Micro Center has Wacom's. They're like half off right now.
Oh, cool, 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 cool. Yeah.
Yes, so I recommend anybody who's gonna get one go there.
Yeah, and if you can't get it, remember the school should have some for you.
Okay. That looks like something you would find in a tomb.
That looks so gnarly.
Right before you get chased by the giant boulder. Indiana
Exactly.
Jones.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be it for the first class. If you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, feel free to send me a message, or, you know, just let me know. Hey, this is where I'm at. What do I need to do? Just let me know. I'm free to help. And is it
Sure.
today Friday?
It is.
Happy Friday.
Yep.
Happy Friday. All right.
Happy Friday.
Yep. Enjoy your weekends. Actually, before you guys go, we've got like 4 minutes. If you guys wanted to kind of just introduce yourselves and tell me something about you that that's interesting. I'd like to get to know you guys as well.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, go first. Whoever's next
Okay.
on the list, do it. And boom.
So, my name is Noah Carrasco, and as you can see in my profile, it's my cat. His name is Morty.
Awesome.
I'm going mainly for level design. That's what I'm interested in the most. But I decided a little dabble in character modeling, see where it takes me, and it seems pretty interesting so far. I've been playing quite a bit of games, mostly Battlefield, Elden Ring, Mortal Kombat, God of War, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I'm just getting my foot in the door, see what there is in the game design industry, especially for level design.
Cool.
But yeah, getting to know other aspects of game design is important as well.
Nice. Dig it. So you've been playing Battlefield, the new one?
Yes, it's gone a lot better than before, so I've been enjoying it quite often.
Nice, 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 nice. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, next person on the list. Anomaly. Dumpster Jedi.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Um, I'm David. Actually, so I kind of want to, if you got some time, I would love to talk to you about your other job because I actually came from the construction industry, so
Okay, cool.
I'm pretty familiar with what, all those renders and everything look like.
Mm-hmm.
When, we use them with plans and everything. So, I'm also trying to get into level design, and I took a 3D modeling class last semester, and I liked it a lot. I took Blender, so I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this class.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Arrington. You available?
Yo,
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm here. How's it going, y'all? Name's Arrington. I've been interested in animation. I've been getting more into level design. That's kind of been my main go-to, and I like it so far. It's been really neat. Then also just VFX as well too. So as far as so I really this class character sculpting would be interesting to me because at first I started off with animation and just the whole drawing process and such. Really wasn't good at it, and then pandemic hit and all. So I'll take my shot as far as like character sculpting and utilizing that tool. So I look forward to it. As far as games I've been playing, I'm really looking forward to Tekken 8 that's coming out in about less than a week now. I'm a big RPG guy.
Okay.
Basically, all around, just love video games in general. As far as my current playthrough, I got forced into playing a game called Goat Simulator that I despise as a bet. So that's been torture, but it is what it is.
Hey, man, Ghost Simulation is a masterpiece. Don't hate it, man.
It is, I ain't mad at it. I lost a bet. That's the story I'm going with.
There we go. That's what we all say. We're having
Yeah, I
fun.
look forward to talking to all y'all and seeing y'all designs.
Awesome, awesome.
Oh,
Have
and,
y'all heard?
and I do have one last question.
Hmm.
As far as like the VODs of our meetups, will you be posting the VODs in like Microsoft Teams or Discord? We'll be able to see them anywhere.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna post. I will be. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Art of Struggle YouTube channel, I'm gonna post every single class in one of those in that chat, and then I will post the links on Discord, on the Dallas ISD website as well, so you'll have it here, there, everywhere.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
All right, EV.
Yo,
What's up?
yo, my name's Evan. I'm more into the level design side. Seems like having a lot of fun with it, meeting some new people, getting to learn a lot. And I guess in character sculpting, I thought it would be an interesting class to learn because since it's more in the gaming side, I might as well learn some new other variety stuff of gaming, I guess. So yeah, I hope I get to learn a lot in this class and learn new things.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
Yep.
Who's next? Oh, you know? Are you available? Trying to see who's very interesting. Oh, okay. All right, who's left?
I haven't introduced myself. My name is Angel. I'm also here for like to get into the game industry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, out of everything that I've seen of sculpting and modeling, it has been the thing that interested the most for me. So, well, that's why I'm here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. Well, glad to have you guys here. Nice to meet you guys. Who's next? Emmanuel?
Sorry, I didn't have my mic with me.
Okay, cool, cool. Nice to meet you.
I am Dylan. I'm here to get into the animation industry or gaming industry. Last semester, I took a 3D modeling class, much like one of the other students, and it was very fun.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, modeling is fun. It's one of my more enjoyable things that I like to do. And what I hope that you guys will get from this is if you get really good at one, a lot of that same information translates and transfers to the other disciplines, right? It may be not animation in the sense of, timing or whatever, but if you're a good environment artist, level artist, you can be a good character sculptor, you can be a good level artist, you can be a good character artist. Because a lot of the same things that make good assets and props is what makes good characters. So hopefully you'll be able to get some of that. Who else is left? I think we've got two people at the bottom. I think Emmanuel and who is this at the bottom? If you guys would like to
Oh,
introduce
yes.
yourselves. All right.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good. Hello everyone. My name is Emmanuel Sparza Jr. I take online classes for the design side of the game development certificate and the art animation design side of the interactive simulation and game technology. What I'm going for, the only thing that I'm basically going for is level design. The reason why I chose to take this class is because I want to learn how to sculpt or model my own 3D dimensional character using ZBrush before we get into using Blender, Maya, 3D Max, or Unreal
Okay.
Engine 4, 5. Is it okay if I can share you the games that I've been playing and the other things I've been doing over the break?
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay, so hold on a second. So I played a lot of Wii and Switch games such as Guitar Hero, Band Hero, Ghostbusters Remastered, Metroid Prime Remastered, and Fortnite. My favorite games that I would like to play on the 3DS, GameCube, PS2, Wii U, and Switch are anime games such as Bakugan, Beyblade, Bleach, Digimon, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Based on Nintendo characters such as Donkey Kong, Kirby, Link, Mario, Star Fox, Metroid, Yoshi, Wario, Toad, Luigi, and F-Zero, D&D Dark Alliance, Resident Evil 4 Remastered, Super Mario Party, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Party, Fortnite, Minecraft, Guitar Hero, DJ Hero, Rock Band, Band Hero, Tony Hawk, Lego Dimensions, Skylanders, Disney Infinity, Death Sense Revolution, Just Dance. I also watch a lot of anime whenever I'm free, but I'm currently watching Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which is part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. My favorite animes are My Hero Academia, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Beyblade, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, Spikes Family, and Cowboy
Bebop.
Bebop. My
Yeah.
yeah, my 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 goals are to build worlds, des- design levels, and add characters, enemies, weapons, pickups, objects, sounds. All of it after 2 years of learning everything there's for me to know about game development.
Awesome. Well, Emmanuel, it's nice to meet you. Appreciate you joining the class, and we look forward to learning more about all of those things with you. I do enjoy myself a good episode or two of One Piece. I do enjoy Naruto. I do enjoy My Hero Academia. What games have I been playing lately? I haven't really been playing games lately in like gaming on my own. Over the break, I did get to play a game called Lovers in a Distant Space Time with some of my family and my friends. And it's a game where you play as these characters and you're on a ship and you just have to go from planet to planet saving your friends. It's a pretty fun game. You get to upgrade your ship and do things like that. So that's what I've been really into co-op games, and I haven't been playing a lot of single player games lately. But if I do play multiplayer games, I do enjoy Overwatch, a little Madden every now and then, a little GTA, a little Red Dead Redemption, you know, the classics. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. I enjoy Naruto as well, so I'm almost done with One Piece. The problem is every time I finish it, they're still like on they haven't done the English subs yet or the English dubs, so I don't have the time to be able to watch it in Japanese, so I just wait. But other than that,
Okay,
yeah.
and another thing, I would also like to play games on Nintendo 64 as well.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. Who else is left? Who's S? S and alive. Is that the full name? The full name can't be S.
Oh no, it's me. I already did mine.
Oh, you did yours? All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, yeah, I think that's everybody. Well, is anybody else not gone? Did I miss anybody? Frick 2. Did you go? Who's Frick 2? Did you change your name? People are changing their names. And it's Frick.
He's typing in the chat. He's saying he can't.
Okay, okay, okay.
He said I could type.
You can type. Hi, you can type. Good for you. I like your kitty. It's a nice kitty cat that you got there as your profile picture.
Reminds me of the hug cat.
There's two cat people here.
Yeah.
I wanted to join this class to try and learn some 3D modeling. All right, well, you will do that here. You will definitely learn some 3D modeling here. And yeah, because it's a beginner class, a lot of what I'm going to teach will be beginner level things to get you guys to understand the processes, the tasks that you guys will have to do and be proficient at to get better at it. You do prefer pixel art. Well, fancy you. Awesome. Awesome. Well, maybe we can create some levels and interesting characters together. All right. So before I let you guys go, let me stop the recording for the class, and then I will show you some of my personal stuff